I saw him kill a turtle once for distracting him. He killed a turtle! Oh, God, no!
We're well and truly back, everyone. Welcome. Yes, that is right. Today we are back with episode 5 of the US Inbetweeners. Give me a medal, I deserve it. Before this video starts, however, I want to say that for the first time ever on this channel, this video is sponsored. I have done it, ladies and gentlemen. I have officially made it. Let's go. This video is sponsored by Surfshark, which is a virtual private network also known as a VPN. Surfshark secures your data with industry-leading measures. It uses uncrackable encryption, protecting you from little weirdos like hackers spying on your activity. If you think incognito mode does the job, you are wrong. It does hardly anything, whereas Surfshark encrypts your device and hides your activity from unwanted eyes. Additionally, Surfshark has a whole load of other uses. On Netflix, a certain show may only be available to watch in a certain country, but with Surfshark you can change your location in just a few seconds and these shows become available to watch. It's like magic. What's more, if you use my code Lombardi, all in capitals, you get 83% off and an additional 3 months free. It's a no-brainer. If this sounds decent to you, go and download Surfshark. They have apps for all platforms: PC, Android, iOS, smart TVs, even PlayStations and Xboxes. It's unreal. Check the first link in the description and you'll be doing yourself a massive favour. Anyway, onto the video. This episode starts again very weirdly. It seems to be a running theme with the American Inbetweeners that every episode has to start really weirdly, but we move. Instead of the weird Rocky montage though, we instead have Will randomly suddenly going through a crisis about whether he's attractive or not. This continues throughout the whole episode. Like at random points he'll just come out with it again and it's really annoying.
Maybe I'm not attractive. Maybe I'm gonna be alone forever.
At one point, when Will asks his friends whether or not they think he's attractive, Jay replies with his textbook, hugely unfunny response.
You look like a hobbit that's stacked on the shoulders of another hobbit.
No, he doesn't. That's an awful comparison. This leads me onto the first point I want to discuss in detail, and that's the character of Jay. And I know we have discussed Jay in previous episodes, but it's got to the point that I am just so sick of this character, it is beyond words. Every 5 seconds, he will come out with another statement like,
I don't know, why don't you ask the hottie I've been raw dogging for the last 3 weeks?
It's almost as if they saw that in the UK version, Jay often bragged about how much of a top shagger he was, and they just took that and made it the American Jay's whole personality. There's a comment on my first video that perfectly describes why they failed to adapt Jay successfully. Big Matt Hill, big up Matt, he explains why, and he explains that the American Jay genuinely believes everything he says. He's a pathological liar, and thus the character just comes off as an absolute one-dimensional melt who you don't like in any way.
She's a prostitute, dude. She works at night and then sleeps in my bed during the day.
So when do you have sex with her?
At night.
And her pimp is okay with that?
He should be, because it's me.
The British Jay, however, when asked a question, you would see him scrambling around for an answer because he's desperate to be admired. Thus, the character, deep down, is quite endearing.
Just deep. Try to get really deep, right up to the balls.
And do you put the balls in?
What?
I've heard you got to put the balls in, really, to make it work.
Yeah, can do.
It's such a contrast, and it's just one of the many ways that the US Inbetweeners completely failed to adapt a character successfully.
Hottie I've been raw dogging for the last 3 weeks.
As the episode progresses, it just gets increasingly embarrassing. Like, in one scene, the actors are seen evidently breaking character and laughing, and for some reason, the showmakers decided to leave this in the final cut. I'm not even joking.
Don't bother. She's mine. She's mine.
What a professional show. I think there should have been a season 2. The next plotline is extremely dodgy because the school put on a senior slave auction in which the seniors in the school are bid on by the other students for charity. I did some research on senior slave auctions, and apparently they were a relatively common thing in some American schools, like up until very recently, which begs the question, how was this an acceptable thing? Will decides he wants to bid to have Charlotte for the day. Very creepy, but anyway. And the group decide that it would look weird just bidding on Charlotte alone, so they decide to bid on a guy first and purposely get outbid to make it look less weird. I don't even know. So Will bids $20, and then the guy called Darius walks out, and because he's black, everyone in the room goes silent and the group are shocked, and Jay goes,
We just bid on a black guy at a slave auction.
honestly, it's a very, very dodgy plotline, and I think they were trying to go for shock humor, but it's just a distasteful and awful attempt at shock humor, and I just wasn't a fan of this plotline. The group then visits Simon's dad's country club because Simon is gonna play his dad at golf or something, and as usual, a number of horrendously unfunny gags take place. The main one is that Jay puts his dick in a jacuzzi jet. If you don't know what that is, it's one of those holes in pools and jacuzzis where water comes out really fast or something. Jay puts his knob in one of these because apparently, according to him, it's the perfect orgasm. I hate this show.
There it is, Neil. Finally.
You know you can put hot water in a bathtub, right?
No, it's not about the hot water, man. It's about the jet. Jacuzzi jet is the perfect diameter to stick your dingus in for the perfect orgasm.
Wow.
Nothing can compare to that sweet, hot pleasure hole.
Wow. What does it feel like?
Like a mermaid. Come to Papa.
Surprise, surprise, in the name of humour, he gets his knob stuck in the jet, and for the next 2 hours, he just stays there and loads of people just stare at him. It's so weird. The geezer doesn't even make an effort to get his knob out. All he does is just try and signal for Neil to come over and help him out, but Mr. 1IQ Neil, of course, doesn't understand what he's doing and continues to get drunk on pina coladas. Darius then turns the water supply off or something, and we see a blurred out version of Jay's cock. Thank fuck it was blurred. This weird plotline was similar to the Jay trying to have a wet dream plotline in the last episode, and similarly, it just doesn't work. I guess you can credit the show for being original with these two Jay plotlines, but originality does not necessarily equal good, and that's certainly the case here. Whilst these scenes weren't carbon copies of scenes from the UK Inbetweeners, they're just unfunny and cringy in most cases, and so the show remains just as bad. There's also another plotline with Simon and his dad, and where they have a golf match, and we see yet more evidence that Simon's dad in the US version is awful compared to his UK counterpart. Whilst in the UK version, the parents had such iconic moments that there are literally YouTube compilations of them, the American parents all around are just so boring, one-dimensional and forgettable. I've watched 5 episodes of this show now, and all I know is that Will's mum thinks he's a loser, and Simon's dad is weird and angry. I don't even think we've met the other parents yet, barring Simon's mum. There is one thing, however, that I do actually want to compliment this show about, that I saw in a comment on my first video, and that's the actor of Simon. Yes, he's kind of a forgettable character in the American Inbetweeners, but that's down to the writers and not the actor. When watching the American Inbetweeners, it becomes clear that the actor of Simon is levels above that of the other cast members. At times, he very much portrays the awkward nature of Simon very well, and you've got to give him credit for that.
Will you be there, Simon?
Yep.
I love a man who knows how to cook.
So do I. I mean, I don't.
You love men.
Oh, Jay, you're such an idiot. I'll see you there.
Yes, Rockadell.
Overall, I think this actor would have shone in something that wasn't this, and I hope this shambles of a series didn't discredit him personally as an actor. In essence, however, this episode was yet again extremely poor. Some aspects of the show are already getting very repetitive, and considering this is only episode 5, that's quite worrying. Notably, Jay bragging about how many girls he gets and Simon simping over Collie have both been rinsed so much already, and I'm just sick of this stuff happening every episode. However, when they do try to be original, it's always extremely cringy, so either way the show is still awful. For episode 6, let's shoot for 2,000 likes. I will watch episode 6 at 2,000 likes, you have my word. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, favourite, share this video with your dog, and bye.